see. No, we're not doing that.
Oh, Lord. Again. A fucking again.
Last week on Crazy Yacht from Hell.
You know what? This is...
Normally, I would have something to say, and I don't really like to see this pile up on Sutton, but I'm not gonna do that. Because the other night she didn't have my back, and I'm not gonna stick out my neck for her when she doesn't always do it for me. She can deal with it.
Ooh! And I ooh!
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keefe, and I'm back with another video. And today, we're gonna talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I feel like this video is gonna be like a non-traditional video because I'm not really about to go in order. I just got off work and I watched the episode and I have some thoughts. Sometimes I feel like I am going to be the opposite side of history on this one because Dorit and Erica,
I really don't give a fuck. Honestly.
But y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, secure it.
Right, so I say that to say, I feel like on Beverly Hills, it's okay for anybody else to talk about their business but you. Dorit, you wanted to know all the tea with the girls. All the tea with the girls. You want to know everything. Oh, Garcelle. Oh, Sutton. Oh, Kyle. All that, right? Erica. It was cool about Denise. It was cool about Lisa Vanderpump, right? But once it's you, oh.
Sutton, when I was at my lowest, you treat me so horrible.
She didn't really treat you horrible. I could say she was very crass and very blunt and what she was saying. But with Garcelle and what Sutton has done on this show, a lot of people don't like it. But I love it because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for those two women, I don't know what the fuck y'all be talking about. Because y'all sit up here on this show and be like, I'm not talking about my business. I can't talk about it right now. It's legal. I can talk. No. Erica, you want to sit up here and say, you guys beat me when I was low. Instead of saying,
you know what? My husband stole allegedly $70 million from burn victims' widows. And I said, I don't give a fuck about nobody else but me.
I don't give a about anybody else but me.
Oh.
On camera. That's what you said, right? So my whole thing with Erica is like, yes, you have redeemed yourself in a sense. Cool. But now you don't get to sit up here in our face and just be like,
you treat me so horrible.
No. Bitch, what about the motherfucking victims?
The potential victims.
Yeah. Potential victims.
Yep. Yeah, because who knows if they're true or not.
Oh.
But we still haven't heard shit. Where are the earrings?
Exactly. Thank you.
Just saying. Dorit, all the last 2 seasons, it has been.
I have PTSD. I was, robbed at gunpoint.
All this cool, fine, right? But when people bring up the validity of your story, because one, there was no security footage. In this big ass mansion, there's no security footage. There's no nothing. So those are certain things that I'm just looking at. It doesn't make any sense.
You're very passive aggressive, and you don't really
She's actually apologizing to you.
If you just shut up, you would hear me apologizing for calling you brokey.
I just don't think it makes sense, right? I don't mind with the girls over here ripping and running, reading and all that, do all that. Cool, that's fine. You can read a girl, you can over here say what you gotta say, but don't be delusional, not like you're on a TV show about your life and now that something happens, you want to, I don't want to share that. No, you're on a TV show. You're gonna fucking share it. And if you don't want to share it, we're gonna ask you the questions and we're gonna keep asking you questions, right? It's like if something happens in Garcelle's life. Let's say Garcelle was on the show when her husband cheated on her. Ex-husband. We're going to ask about it. The girls are like, oh, well, who's Garcelle dating? We don't know. We don't know nothing about Garcelle. Ask the fucking question. If y'all want to grill Garcelle and put her on the fire, do so. Ask her the question. But y'all don't. But Garcelle's going to ask Kyle, what the fuck's going on with Morgan? And Sutton sitting there in our face, just rainbows and lollipops. What?
Al Richards can't?
Like I said, one day, maybe I'll have a great story to share with you guys.
And I understand why Garcelle feels a way towards Sutton, because this happened with me and one of my friends. Like I said, I defend my friends up. Like, that's usually where I get very much angry in social settings, is somebody disrespecting my best friend. Me, I could brush it off, say something cute, like, girl, whatever, look at them shoes, girl, look at your big bag, something crazy. But if it comes to my best friend, I just get like, I'm defense mode, right? I just feel like we should be able to, on this show, if I have your back, I expect, especially as a friend, if I have your back time and time again, and I expect that in return, and you don't give that, like Garcelle said, cool, noted, cool. You left me high and dry. The only thing I didn't like about what Garcelle said is the fact that she's like, well, I asked the question and now I look like the bad guy.
That she didn't have my back, so I look like the bad guy, and that's not okay.
It doesn't matter if you look like the bad guy or not. Ask the fucking question. That's one thing about Garcelle. Just like, so you need backup? I ain't like that. I did not like that. I'm just like, girl, you don't need backup. If you look like the bad guy, you ask the question that we all want to know. The fans want to know. Ask the question. I saw there was a situation online with Bose and Garcelle. Bose is basically saying, something happened about, not all skin vote is skin vote. So a reporter was like, oh, do you see what Garcelle said about you? And what Bose said was like, girl, I don't think she was saying about me. Like, if she don't tell me it's about me, then I'm not going to feed into that. I'm not going to feed into the black on black woman stereotype.
As Garcelle says to me, girl, this about you, I'm gonna leave it where it is.
Good for you.
One thing that I have been very careful about, especially as a storyteller, is not to pit the two black girls against each other.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that she said that. Shout out to Bose. And Garcelle gave her flowers. Garcelle went online and said, I give Bose a 9 out of 10 for her first season. The girl's engaged, but she's observing. Love to see it. Now, do we know who Garcelle was talking about? 9 times out of 10, she was talking about Anne-Marie. Okay. Because Anne-Marie, didn't you vote for Trump? Allegedly. To each his own. But within this episode, the girls are very much doing, all of this, that, and the third. They go out on a boat. Later that night, when the girls go back to the house, Garcelle and Sutton have their first little tiff.
A bit unfair to just say, we want to know everything right now and you've got to tell us.
Well, you've made a total. You were doing that last year.
And they feel some type of way because she's just like, girl, like, you didn't have my back, you didn't stick up for me, and I needed backup. And Sutton's like, oh, so you needed backup. Garcelle said, you know what? Good night. It's one of those things where, like, a friend, he's like, girl, I know this is about to go down the road. I don't want it to. And I'm not really mad at her, but I'm irritated with her. So let me remove myself.
I don't want anything from you. I'm going to bed. I just said what I said. I just feel like when it comes to her, you have blinders on, and
well,
that's how I feel.
you did the same thing, Garcelle.
For some reason, your loyalty is beyond.
I'm not.
So that's what she did. Whoa. Next morning, they make amends. It wasn't nothing crazy. But they go on that boat. Girl, they go on that boat, and Erica start that, Sutton, I just feel like you're not really great to women. And Sutton I think Sutton's a Virgo. So she's very much on the words that you say and not what the assumption is.
Very critical and sometimes very not the most compassionate to women that are going through the worst time in their life.
Because she was like, you've never been like really good towards women. You haven't. You're not a girl's girl like Bose. If Bose would have went to Mauricio during that dinner that she was saying that with Kyle, and she would have went to that dinner and she was like, yeah, Kyle, I went to your man, I fussed him out.
Scenarios where I could just push him into the water. Let me know what you want me to do, because I will run up on a man.
Bose is a girl's girl, period. But I just feel like how Dorit tried to bandwagon, just like, yeah, Sutton, you're not one of us. You're not supportive of us girls. You beat us down at our lowest. And I'm just looking like, Dorit. So the blame goes on Sutton for asking you questions that your husband's putting you through. Erica, you're mad at the other girls for asking you questions because something that your husband put you through? I felt like we're shifting accountability.
Everybody that he had broken his foot or something, and that's true. How can I believe every single thing? What the do you think I'm doing?
But to each his fucking own. I just find it funny with these girls, and I just laugh sometimes. Sutton's feeling the heat though. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a pileup." Me per se, I really don't give a fuck. Like I said about Sutton, like I said about Dorit and Erica, I don't care. We're asking you a question, and Sutton, these were your actions. You have to be held accountable. You ask these girls these questions, so now they're coming back and just be like, "Okay, this is how I feel." Rightfully so. Their feelings are valid too. So now they're over here trying to rip your head off, figuratively. Girl, you got to answer to that.
This is not going to be Sutton on trial at sea. No, we're not doing that.
The other night she didn't have my back, and I'm not gonna stick out my neck for her when she doesn't always do it for me.
All these girls gonna have to answer to it, you know. I heard at the reunion it went up. Don't know what really happened, but it was a lot. But that was really most of the episode. The season's almost done. Where's my Annie? But other than that, did y'all see Phaedra Parks eating Married to Madness and Girls? And everybody's online. You got some people like, yes, Phaedra did that. And you got other girls like, oh, fuck Phaedra, she's a fake bitch. I look at it like this. Them girls didn't want Phaedra on the show. Phaedra did it because she needed a check. Phaedra did what she had to do. She got back on Atlanta. She checked the deuces and the mask fell. That's it. I mean, I felt with the Married to Medicine girls, it's so hard to break into that group because they don't really, they hate each other, but they don't want nobody else. It's like, we can hate each other, but you can't come into our group. Okay. I think Contessa was the last person to break that group. And Anila. Mia saying she was gonna punch Giselle at the reunion. Mia, you know what? You're absolutely right. You probably were gonna do that. We don't know, allegedly. Mia is violent, and don't bring her back on my TV screen. Y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Bring Candace back. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black Butte. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a guy stop a jolly, break your ear here. Step into the room and